What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another one. So small green on the day for me. You can see here, $20. So actually was a red to green day for me, and I'll show you where that came in. Not really super necessary, but part of the game. Not a terrible loss, but let's just hop right in. So on the open, got a nice sell right off of the opening candle. Formed this nice FVG. See right here, we'll mark it out. Got this FVG formed right below the pre-market lows, typical setup I look for. Got this first retest candle of it, the FVG. Didn't really get the best reaction on this 5-minute wick, but I liked it enough, gave it a go. Stopped out on the break back above this candle. Took a little bit of a hit on those contracts. Not the end of the world, good setup that I like to take, my typical setup. After that, I kind of impulse back in. It's an old bad habit I had, where sometimes I take a loss and get a little bit emotional, want a revenge trade, and hop right back in before a secondary entry confirms. So for me, for a secondary entry to confirm, I need to let this second 5-minute candle close. You can see we wicked this high, came back down and closed. Once we wicked this high, I immediately just got back in. Again, just a little bit of emotions taking over. Head wasn't really in the game, and I think that's another important part I'm going to speak on real quickly. My head was not in the game at all. So we have Thanksgiving tomorrow, have some other personal things that just was taking my focus all over the place, and I just was not in the zone, was not really focused. So lost some of my discipline because of that. Just wasn't really paying attention, didn't really have control of myself, of my emotions, of all of that. So impulse kind of took over, got in early. This ended up working out. I did realize I got in early after I did it, but saw some selling that I liked, and even though this worked out, I don't like the fact that I did that. I'm not taking this as a win just because it's green. I'm saying, okay, well, this wasn't the best winner because I broke my rules to get into it. Did work out, but it's just, in the long run, it's not sustainable to break your rules, break your plan, and to profit off of that. But anyway, so once we got on this setup, saw some selling come in that I liked, got to close this candle, move my stop was above there now. Got this move down to the low of day, trimmed at the low of day as we came down here. And my next, I was in pretty light. Again, we have a holiday tomorrow, so I got out fully once we came down to this low right here. So you can see even something like the hourly where I get that low from. It was this low right here, had a lot of room below once we broke, but for me, I just didn't have a large enough a position to let any more run besides that. But again, got this move down, trimmed on this low here, trimmed the low of day that trimmed here, ended up getting back green on the day on that, but again, not the best just because I broke my rules to get in that trade. It did end up confirming after, but for me, added a lot of unnecessary risk just getting in early, and taking 2 losses right before a holiday would have been pretty silly, especially coming off of breaking my rules. So understanding that, not saying just it's a great trade because I won. Say, okay, I got a little bit lucky there. Not something I'm going to continue to do because it's not sustainable, but decent setup. Regardless, just execution wasn't the greatest on that second. I'm completely fine with this first entry, got stopped out. It's part of the game, part of the process of trading. And what I did do pretty well is I held these to my price targets very well, trimmed at the actual price targets, didn't sell them early. You can see we ended up running a lot further down, but again, I followed my rules. I didn't have any extra runners to leave, so just got out at my price targets, and that was it. So good lesson of the day for me, hopefully for some of you guys as well. Just because a trade is green doesn't necessarily mean it's a good trade. And also, if your head is not in the game, just step away for the day. I'm telling you, it is just so much smarter. For me, it would have been so much smarter to just say, okay, I'm going to step away. Even though I did end up making a little bit of money today, not a lot, as you saw, still just the process-wise was messy. My rules, I didn't really follow my rules the right way. I didn't really enter the right way, and I just didn't really trade the way I should be. So understanding that, good lesson for me. Let's wrap it up for this one. So appreciate you guys all for coming. Have a great Thanksgiving. Maybe see you Friday if I take a trade. Not sure if I'll be trading then. I'll be on my mobile setup all next week, so I'll try to get some videos up on the laptop, but we'll see about that. Gonna be in Europe, so definitely be interesting. But appreciate you guys for coming. See you in the next one. Peace.